Good morning, beautiful Koa community. So last night I was invited to be a guest speaker by Ingrid from the beautiful Petals and Om, and we talked all about darkness and light, shadow and light when we practice yoga, and it really inspired me, and it kind of really ignited my passion for yoga, which I feel I've lost a little bit recently. So because of that, I decided to come on live and do a little practice with you and for you, and yeah, I hope that you take part. So this will probably, I don't know, I think maybe about half an hour. I don't think I'll do more than that. Yeah, I'll share it afterwards. And yeah, just thought I'd invite you into my yoga space at home as I practice this morning. So, okay. So first of all, yes, good morning again. Hope you're well. Happy, what are we, Tuesday? I'm losing track of the days already. Happy Tuesday. I had a really dysregulated day yesterday, so this morning I woke up and did my usual thing of a somatic check-in, which I'm going to lead you through in a moment, and thinking about what is it I need? What is it I need in this moment? And I realised that actually I need some movement and I need some yoga. So this is what I'm doing this morning. And it's going to be a little bit of somatic practice, of course, weaved in, and mindfulness, because that's me, right? So, okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through the somatic check-in. Now this can be done seated, standing, or lying down. I quite like to do it standing so that I feel a connection through my feet, and that's how I'm going to guide it, but it's really up to you. So, starting off by taking a moment to perhaps come into your mountain pose. So mountain pose is pressing the feet through into the ground. The feet can be as wide apart as you wish or as close together as you wish. Standing nice and tall, imagining a piece of string drawing your head up to the sky. Arms by your sides, palms facing forward. I like to close my eyes, but your eyes can be open or closed. It's completely up to you. Now, as I do work in a trauma-informed way, I invite you to do whatever is right for your body and know that you always have the choice to just stop and pause, and you shouldn't do anything that feels painful or uncomfortable. As you settle into this mountain pose, there's an option to take a few deeper breaths. You can do this in any way that you wish. I'm going to take a deeper breath through my nose and out through my mouth. Perhaps even allowing the shoulders to drop as you exhale, taking a few of those, maybe even adding in a sigh with the exhale. And perhaps asking yourself, how does that feel as I allow myself to stop and pause? Now we're going to start our somatic check-in. Now you can continue to breathe in whatever way feels right for you. Starting with a very quick body scan. So coming first to our feet, starting with the soles of our feet, the left and right sole of the foot. Noticing any sensations, any warmth or coolness, heaviness or lightness, tension, relaxation, anything at all. And knowing that if nothing comes up, that is okay too. Now I'm swaying a little bit as I do this check-in with my body, and it's really up to you what's right for you. I like to move a little bit as I do my body scan. So moving from the soles of the feet through to the toes and then the top of the feet till you get to your ankles. Seeing if you notice anything. Now shifting the awareness from the ankles up through the legs, up through the calves, to the knees, taking a moment to pause here and again notice anything that's coming up. Now we shift the attention from the knees, moving up the thighs, the left and right thigh, all the way to the base of the spine. Remember, if this is moving too quickly for you and you're doing this practice on your own, maybe slow down. Now coming to the front of the body, into the belly, bringing your awareness to the belly and noticing anything there. At any point you may even wish to place a hand on that part of the body and check in and notice what is coming up for me, if anything, or just use self-touch as something soothing. In the world of somatics, when we connect with the body, we offer some compassion and kindness. There's a sense of soothing, of awareness, of recognition of whatever is coming up. Now moving to the back, the lower back, the middle back and upper back, moving up the back, perhaps even through the spine if that feels okay for you. Back to the front of the body and moving from the belly up through to the heart space. Again, you may wish to even place a hand or move a hand. And taking a moment just to pause here, see how that feels. Anything you're noticing, heaviness, lightness, tension, relaxation, warmth, coolness. What is coming up? Now we come to the shoulders. You may even wish to take some movement in those shoulders and bring your awareness to those shoulders, and then when you're ready, allowing the awareness to move down to the elbows, left and right. Again, feel free to connect with your body in any way that you need. Now moving the attention from the elbows down to the wrists, through to the hands, starting with the palm of the hands, the top of the hands, the fingers. Again, if you need a bit of movement to connect with the body, do that. What are you noticing? And then last of all, coming back to that heart space, up through the neck and throat to the face, bringing your attention to your ears, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your whole head. Now that we've done a very quick body scan, if you've noticed anything, remember to notice with openness and acceptance, with non-judgment, with curiosity rather than expectation. And we know this isn't easy, but trying to do that because our body is constantly communicating with us. And now just asking yourself, what is it I'm noticing? And most importantly, what is it I need in this present moment? What is it I need? Is my body feeling unsettled or calm? If it's unsettled, do I need to ground myself? If I'm calm, do I need to move? If I'm feeling dysregulated, what is it that would help me in this moment to feel more regulated? And remember that everyone will be different in what they feel, what sensations are coming up, if any, and also that recognition of what you need. And the more you practice this somatic check-in, the more it becomes something of a resource that is helpful. It's something I use day to day, on and off throughout the day. And it's just starting to notice, what am I feeling in the body? Okay, now from here, if whatever I'm going to offer next is not what you need, then please do what you need. However, if you want to continue with me, I'm just going to continue. So I have now opened my eyes and I'm starting to just open up my feet a little bit wider, and I'm starting to lift one foot then the other. In fact, I'm going to come to my floorboards. One foot then the other. Maybe even add in the arms, swaying a little bit. When we sway, we allow the body to feel soothed, to regulate more. I love a bit of swaying. Now you may find that you need slower swaying or quicker swaying. You may even find that you want to connect with the body. So I'm just going to turn to my side so you can see what I mean. Now I don't have any music today because Instagram can be really funny with music. So if you want to add some music, of course, it's a lovely thing to do. Now I'm really bending my knees here and I'm really getting into the rhythm, as you can see. I'm really noticing this is what I need this morning. I definitely need more grounding practices this morning. And for me, initially, it's about just kind of releasing the things that aren't serving me, letting anything that feels a bit heavier shift so that I can just then settle myself. Okay, a few more of these. Now remember, if you're doing this practice on your own, you may need longer. I'm just giving a little bit of a short demonstration this morning. Okay, now from here, you may even wish to do a little bit of tapping. Now you can do this with the palm of your hand or the fingertips or even just 2 fingers. I like to start at my kind of shoulders, move all the way to my fingertips into the palms of the hands and moving up across my chest, down the other side. Now you can do the whole body, but for the purposes of this morning, I'm just doing my upper body, making sure not to miss anything. Maybe the back as well. Maybe even using both hands here. Maybe even adding some sound. Sound is so powerful in releasing anything you don't need. It can feel super silly, so laughing is also wonderful. Okay, other side. And back here. Maybe even moving that jaw, opening up the jaw. Being super silly, having fun with it. Shouldn't always be serious, right? Okay, all right. I'm just placing my hands here on my heart space because I feel that's what I need. So throughout whatever practices you do, it's important to keep checking in with your body. What is it I need? So right now I need a bit of self-touch. And a few deeper breaths for me. As I said, I've invited you into my room, into my morning practice. So I am doing this very raw, flowing, just as some examples of what works for me. And I love shifting the weight from one foot to the next. For me, that is very calming and soothing. Research often shows us that this can remind us of that feeling of rocking in the womb when we're being carried by our mothers. So maybe that's what this is doing right now. It's soothing me. Okay. Now again, it's all about grounding practices. So I'm going to take one hand to the back of my neck and one hand to my forehead. This is a Peter Levine practice. So he has this wonderful self-holding practice. Now this isn't that, but this is one of the ones that in some ways is all about self-holding. And I like to think about it almost like I'm holding the thoughts in my head and I'm supporting the back of my neck. Just taking a few moments here, noticing how that feels as you connect with the body. Perhaps settle the mind. releasing. Now again, you can hold that as long as you need. Now we're talking about grounding practices today. So I'm going to come to the ground. I'm going to come to the ground. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to place my feet on the ground in front of me. I'm going to place my hands behind me so that I have some support. Now your hands can be out wide to the sides or a little bit closer together. You can see my feet are about hip width apart. I'm just going to take a moment here, opening up my chest space, perhaps lifting my chin up to the sky and allowing the body to just be here for a moment. There's an option here as well to move the legs. Call these windscreen wipers. It's amazing actually how I do so much practice myself, but when you're actually teaching it, you get out of practice if you don't do it as often as you used to. Remember, do what's right for you and your body. And remember, when we're talking about grounding practices, we're talking about connecting ourselves with the earth, feeling more settled. Calming the body so we're coming into that parasympathetic part of the nervous system, rest and digest. Okay, bringing my knees back to center, coming back up, moving gently. I'm going to come to cat-cow. Now I love cat-cow because cat-cow for me is a wonderful way to really notice where's my breath. Where's the quality of my breath? Now, cat-cow can be done seated or on all fours. I'm going to demonstrate all fours. If you are doing it seated though, for those of you that struggle with your wrists and your knees, you want to really open the chest, chin up to the sky, arch the back. And when you're exhaling, rounding the shoulders, chin comes in, round the back. So that's what you're going to be doing. You can even add the arms if you feel that is helpful. But I'm going to come into all four. Hopefully you can see me. I think you can. So, knees are about hip width apart. The tops of the feet are down. Your hands, your wrists should be under your shoulders and your fingers should be really spread out so that you feel really anchored and grounded into the ground. Nice neutral back, so nice long neck and spine. Take a moment here, maybe even moving a little bit if you feel you need to. And when you're ready, I'm going to demonstrate a couple of cat-cows, and then I'd really like you to find your own rhythm. And this is so wonderful because you'll really notice where your breath is at. Now, adding the breath is, of course, always optional, so do what is right for you. Here we go. So I'm taking a breath in. I am arching my back, bringing my chin up to the sky. Also, my bum, my buttocks is reaching up to the sky, it's pressing through my hands. And when I'm ready for my exhale, I'm slowly, with intention, rolling my back up to the sky. Chin comes in, pressing through those hands. I'm going to keep moving. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's do maybe 5 more of these just to see where you're at. Remember, find your own pace that's right for you. I'm going to take my last one. . you've taken your last one, if you're on all fours, take a bit of movement. Maybe even sit back on the knees, move the wrists. It can be a lot of pressure on the wrists. You'll see that I have a really thick mat. For me, I feel that I really feel the pressure on my wrists and on my knees, so I like to have a thick mat. You can also place a blanket or a cushion under your knees or wrists. Do what is right for you. Always be gentle with your body and keep checking in, a bit like that somatic check-in. How am I doing? What do I need? Okay. Now, if you're seated and you're able to come down to the floor, please do that. If you're not, maybe just stay seated and take whatever movement you feel is helpful for you right now. I'm going to bring you into a child's pose. Now, I'm going to just grab my bolster because there's a few options when it comes to child's pose. I love a bolster. In fact, I love lots of props. I guess that comes from my yin and restorative training. If you don't have a bolster, you can use cushions. That's quite good to have long cushions. I've used my kind of pillows from my bed before, for example, and piled them up. I quite like to do a more gentle restorative child's pose. So, there's an option to bring the big toes together and the knees apart. However, if that feels too much, you can just have the knees open and the feet apart. Again, listen to your body, let it guide you. I like to come down really slowly, so I'm gently bringing my hands down to the ground and walking my way all the way down. Now, there's an option to have your chin or your face on your bolster, depending on the length of your upper body, and to have just your arms parallel, flat on the ground, palms facing down and staying there. You may even choose to turn the head and have your left or right cheek on that bolster and maybe keep moving. You don't want to get any stiffness in the neck. You may even want to hug your bolster. So lovely to feel that connection with something. It's very grounding. And remember, if your toes are together, if at any point that doesn't feel right, move around, jiggle around, get comfortable. Create almost a little safe nest for yourself, a safe enough nest and space. And just allowing yourself to release and let go here. Now, if you're comfortable there and that feels good, stay there. If you feel like the bolster is not working for you, you can come into more the kind of traditional child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. I like to walk my hands down, so I'm being really gentle until I'm all the way down, forehead to the mat. Maybe even breathing out with a sigh and allowing the body to just relax and settle in here. I must be honest, child's pose is not for everyone. It is my absolute favourite pose. I absolutely love it. So if it's your favourite pose too, stay here, feel connected to the ground. It can be lovely to breathe out and let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Imagine you're breathing in new energy as you connect with the earth. We're just going to stay here for a few moments. Keep checking in. How does this feel? How does my body feel? Am I noticing anything? Am I okay continuing with this practice? We're really coming into the body. Now again, you can hold this pose for as long as you wish, but for the purposes of this morning, with your next inhale, gently coming out of the pose, so I'm gently walking my hands back. If your knees are apart, gently bring them together, all nice and gentle and slowly. And we're going to come to seated. I'm just checking the time. Yeah. So I need to go to work. So what I'm going to do now is just invite you to find a seat, if that feels okay for you in your body. Sit nice and tall, open chest. Hands can be on your knees, palms up or down. or on your body. I quite like to connect with my body. Closing the eyes down if that feels okay. Option to take a few deeper breaths, perhaps breathing in, imagining that you're taking a breath from the earth all the way to the top of the head. When you're ready, breathing out from the top of the head down to the earth. Taking a few of those. Perhaps taking a moment to notice how you feel now at the end of your practice. If there's anything different to when you first started. Reminding yourself that whatever comes into your life today, you can re-regulate, you can find balance, you can settle yourself. Listen to your body, listen to what it has to share with you. Do what you need, not what you think is right or wrong, but what you need. If you're feeling flat and overwhelmed, move. Go for a walk. Stretch, shake, tap. Do some yoga. If you're feeling really excited and dysregulated and unsettled, ground yourself. Maybe press your feet through the ground. Maybe do a mountain pose. Again, maybe go for a walk. Now you can stay here for as long as you wish, but I'm going to bring this practice to a close. I'd like to thank you for those of you that joined me live. I just wanted to bring you into my space this morning with just a mini practice. I hope it was helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you're all well and wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day from a bit of kind of a dark and sunny Edinburgh. It's one of those mixed days. Remember, listen to your body. Think about what you need. Try not to put pressure on yourself or judgment. Be curious. Explore things. And it can be really helpful as well to write down what works for you and try that. Take good care, and if you have any questions, any thoughts, anything at all, get in touch with me. Wishing you a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, whatever you're doing. From me, Corey from Goa in Edinburgh. This is where I need to work out how to do this.